Morning, everybody. Demetrius, as always. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for everything. So, yesterday, I talked about the burden on Robert Kyagulanyi filing for Uganda. I talked to then what else? I'm going to remember anyway, but I still remember. It's a lot on my head. So Settling Swanyana is being brought back to Uganda Road Court. Please follow up and pray for him. We hope they can give him bail. They can let him go. You know, they can do strange things, these people. And we still have those people who are sick. We still have them like we still have them who are sick. And yesterday, okay, I talked about the political arena that is limited space and you have to reinvent the people power. So I carry it on, I add on to that message. The message I want to give is like we need to be independent. Develop your independent mind. Myself, I call myself Miss Independent. There is a song by this little girl saying, Miss Independent. You have to know yourself. Palm Power calls herself special. So for me, I'm independent. And I believe when you are independent, you have got an independent mind. You are zoned in. You clearly knows your line. You clearly convinced what is talking is right. Like me, if people they are watching me, it's okay. If they are not watching, it's okay. But what I'm saying is something I can watch back myself. It's something that I can, like my grandchildren will have and say. It's something that my family will look at. She was speaking this. It's something that even NRM looks at and say, I've got substance to talk about Uganda. So I'm not a bad guy in today because I speak reason, I speak matters of national importance, and I use constructive criticism. So independence goes a lot to my heart. Me in my life, I'm independent. You cannot bamboozle me. You cannot do anything. You cannot put me down. You cannot threaten all these things because I'm independent. Even if you bully me, I stay the same. I remain in front of your eyes. Even if you gang around me, I remain because I'm clear. My head is clear. What is what is not what. You rather convince me, but even if you isolate me, I don't care because I'm independent. I don't come out pala. So why am I talking about independence? In a way, we have to take out a dictator. We have got people without any independence in their mind. Never. So whatever they bring to them is what they believe and they take it as right. If I was on ground in Uganda, I would have stopped the bad propaganda. We have got good propaganda. I want you to listen to me. But we've got bad propaganda. If I was in Uganda, I would have stopped it because I've learned how the bad propaganda is formulated. It gets into people's head and people, they get misled. It's like a cult. It's like people brainwashing people. I'll give you an example. I had a comrade talking about dogs at the airport at Entebbe. Let me tell you, I'm a frequent traveler. I have never seen any airport you go before you board their dogs. Security with your luggage and you will cross security and before boarding. That is what it is. Even you come off the plane, any country, there is dogs waiting there. Security dogs for the drugs, wherever, that is there. So people, don't be deceived that these dogs, they are picking on you because you are NLP. That is a sinister. No, it is not. Those are the bad propaganda that I would like to take out. Just like there is a rumor quashed. I quashed very simple by putting out a fact, and that rumor was quashed. So that is what I said, that don't leave a space. Wherever you leave a space, somebody takes it. This is what I say. Any PID code should have constant communication, constant 24 hours feedback, putting up a statement, so that you don't leave up a void. And we are on to that level that we have to elevate what politics is about. We are defining what politics is about. We are young generation. They don't speak, they don't sleep. We need to understand that when somebody comes and talks, you have to use your mind. Why? When one day my maid I was listening to video, and she asked me that, that person said they are going to close all the banks in Uganda. But is that true? Can they really close up the banks in Uganda? That was my maid. So independence, lack of independence, people has led them like they are relying on things which are not going to work. They open up WhatsApp group, then they eliminate other people. They open another sub WhatsApp group. They open a lack of independence. They cannot face the person. They cannot speak to somebody. So people like in Uganda, they have got teams, so and so. For what? They are not going to help us. We need an independent mind at this moment, that they bring you some misleading information. Are you able to distinguish from the fact that this cannot happen? Somebody said to me, they stole everything in the night and then they only left me mattress. So that tells you, the people who come and steal. Because if they take out the mattress, your blanket was on, you were there, you were sleeping. So let us identify, let us become independent. Until we become independent, we are not going to get where we are. We need to know your independent mind. Somebody tells you, okay, this and this has happened, so has not done this. You ask, who is the spokesman? What are the rules of a spokesman? Did he do? What else do you want to do? We have got people who are single-minded. I'm single-minded. You like it or not. All the information has got to be evidence-based. I'm single-minded. I'm independent. I'm crying to Ugandans. Stop sitting down and watch videos because you want to be entertained. When you go where Ugandans, they are watching a video, you find them in big numbers, but you read on the comments. The comments does not even get anywhere else about what that person is talking. So they are there for entertainment because numbers are going to be here. What is your clarity? Me, if you ask me, I can tell you who I am. What do you want? What are your hobbies? Your best food? What do you like? What do you want to do? When you don't have independent mind, you are there, you are naive, you are vulnerable to all these bad messages, bad propaganda they bring to you. Honorable Basaliwa said one day, Ugandans, they don't want to read, they don't want to listen. Our president tells us we need to be organized. How are you going to be organized when your mind is relying on one person to come and tell you whatever you think, and you think that is the only way? When you listen to somebody speak, go and make sense of that. Somebody said this. Is it really? Makes sense. Makes sense. Or sometimes use the timing, use the timer that, okay, they said to us, our Kabaka is going to die within 2 months. Did he die? No. Why didn't he die? No. So where is that information coming from? It's very easy to get things wrong or right. But we need the independent mind to ask yourself, is it really possible? Okay, 1996, things used to happen like this, but today it is like this and this. So is that possible? Why is today you are bracketing somebody? We need to ask ourselves, during Obote, during Amin, was the Buganda being highlighted as it is today? So why is it that it wasn't? Until we develop to be independent people and we come away from being entertained, watch somebody, listen to somebody, but make sense of what they're saying. Fellow Ugandans, the stage where we are now, we need to be independent. We come from stages. One guy posted that we were senior 6. Prior to election, we are senior 1, 2. Then now 3, 4, 5, 6 until 2026. We need to have independent mind to decide what is somebody saying. We need to know. You separate people. You say, so-and-so is going to say this. But are you going to read? Are you going to have a reference that somebody has said it is? You're going to go somewhere. My second point, security around ourselves. With all this abduction, kidnapping, killing happening abroad and in Uganda, we should develop our security codes. Security codes, you develop this, getting up in a WhatsApp group is not helping us. Let us develop security codes that we use 3 letters, 2 letters, 4 letters, that when, like, good night, you just develop GD, you develop your own security codes. By now, we should have security codes. If they arrest you, what text message do you send? Is there a security code? If they want to use it to abduct somebody, what security code do you use to warn that person? We should develop security around ourselves. We should not leave ourselves open. In this time, people, they are getting abducted. But what is the protection? You know the police is not going to protect us. The UPDF, and no one is going to protect us. These people, they come armed and overpowered. What security codes are we going to use? We can blow the whistle, we can alert each other, but within us, at this moment, we should not be calling Bobby Wine as Bobby Wine or President Chagrani or whatever. We should have a security code. We say BW, or we change it to WB, or we use his number plate, which is known to you insider. We need to develop security code by now, that we don't come online and we come and say this and this. We use security code. That is what I said one day. Politics, you confuse them. Politics, that's how you confuse them. That we need to develop security code right there and say, okay, we are going to go on Twitter, or we are going to do Museveni now. We should use another security code that it wrong foots them. These Kanyarugaba, these confusing bloggers, we should have now security code for them. And the security code, they are never run away because we exposed. The junta is around us. We don't have anything to do. So the only way we develop our security code is how we are going to develop our security around us. It's not, we see they are going to kidnap all these people. If you don't have independent mind, they say they're going to arrest you, they're going to kill you, they're going to poison you, they're going to do, they leave you in a state of fear. These people giving bad propaganda, they leave you in a state of fear. That is what I come to know. That you will need to have independent mind. Somebody comes and say, you don't go to Kampala, don't go to this, they go to... Yes, you are right, but you've got a bad motive. Yourself, you are not going to Kampala. Yourself, you speak to Balam on daily basis. Yourself, you speak to those people in the government every day, but you don't want others to go there. What do we want? I find this bad propaganda. They are like people who like radicalize people, brainwash people like the church, that they keep you there, they keep you there. If you don't have a security, independent mind, these people, they are going to keep you church. End of the day, they are looking for ways to keep you there, to keep on listening to them. End of the day, they'll be like that man in Kanungu. They're gonna ban you somewhere, but they might do something like that because you are lacking security mind. Watch the churches in Uganda. How people they get what? Lied to. They are not independent. People vulnerable in Uganda said it. People they are naive. They go there, they undress, pastor will shave them, they go there with soda they use it, anointment. We need to have independent mind. I'm going to church. What does God say? Well, God is about love. But you find people, they are naive, very independent. The pastor says, go come here, I will touch your private. They will accept. We need to develop all this security around us. But if you are not independent, you are not going to be able to develop security around us. We need to be secure. At this time when we are being abducted, we need to be like, look at security. If you live in diaspora, before you go to Uganda, inform the leader, the political leader on your community. You do anybody, church leader, I'm going to Uganda, make sure you tell them, give them the documents you are going to use. Tell them your contact number in UK, contact number for your families, contact number in Uganda. And when you reach in Uganda, communicate and tell them I have arrived safely. But you don't do it because we need to stop this abduction. We need to stop people attacking people going to Uganda. But if we don't, we are leaving the space for them to use. The problem we have, that we are leaving a space for them because they will come and just do whatever we want. So spark, we need, yesterday I spoke about revamp the spirit of people power. We are having so many triggers. We can start today, Segrinya is back in court. We can start tomorrow, free our prisoners from Chitalia, from Chigo, from Lusira. Any trigger is there. We have got so many triggers. The thing is that we want entertainment. When Zaki stood up in parliament, we use that clip, entertain. That is what it means. We are happy. But we are not following through the actions. Zaki, when he stood up in parliament, what did we do people on the ground? So NRM is used that we're going to do such things and it will stop, we will not take it further. This is what I said, civil disobedience, ousting a dictator. We shall need to be consistent. So spark for Uganda should be that we are looking for the trigger to spark. Anything, a trigger to spark. Anything, a trigger to spark. But that to happen, we need to be independent first. We start our own groups, civil disobedient group. Then we start with our security. Forget this WhatsApp group. This WhatsApp group, you start them, you fight. Tomorrow you identify. Sunday is the more. Then you start another WhatsApp group. They are not working. This team so and so, team so and so. It's not working. It's not hurting a dictator as much as we need to hurt him. So spark for Uganda, you should be there and we should do it. Anything is spark. They give them money, is spark. Anything, but we need to have this security code around us. We need to start mobilizing on the ground. That is what I said, revamp the people power spirit. We need these groups that wherever there is a trigger, we spark. Spark only what was spark, but the spark we need, it should not be isolated. It should be a nationwide, coordinated spark. The plan and strategy. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, I don't want Uganda to go in another election under Museveni, under Simon Biabakama, under the UPDF, under fraudulent under the police and the Nanga. No one wants it. We can be lying ourselves. What difference are we going to make? We need, I'm going to stream live the pre-recorded video by Matthew Simple. My first question was, we don't have numbers. How are we going to get the numbers? Because that is a fact. That is where we have to look. We need to work on numbers. We need to get more numbers. We have got the support, but is the support is there, guru guru? Is it the support that more they give them 5,000 they change? So for Uganda, we develop all this. I think it gets us to another stage to fight a dictator. You cannot fight a dictator when you are not independent. You need independent mind. That people, as you can see, our president is so independent. He came and said, I'm fighting a dictator, I'm doing this, and boy, he's got there. Security around ourselves. How are you secure? Do people know? Are you going to surrender the people? Like I hear Katongo is saying, what is your security code? Who do you text? How quick security? Like they say, if you use smartphone, they can be able to link and follow you. But can you have small touch phones? Can you spare money and go to MTN and buy those small touch? That somebody, even to die, and you hang up, you die, and somebody sees that somebody has called me and he's hung up, he's in trouble. And also, how are you prepared? When we talk about security, we need to train ourselves as actual security people. NRM is preparing people with a whipping stick to beat us. But how are we? Are we fit physically? Are we fit in the mind? Do we have a plan that when Robert Chagrin comes, we can guard him? We always like when you get there, yes, ma. That's chaotic. We need to be organized. I'm telling you. I'll be talking about this again and again, but independent mind. Whatever you listen, even me, what I listen, just pick and ask yourself, why is this? And people you see, they have got like bloggers platforms. Every time you ask a question, they come back as attack. It's not point to attack. It's point to reply. When you are independent, you give out a message. People they have got rights to question or to ask you something. Not always because you are independent, you are right. You are not right. So we should really look at independence as a start that we equip ourselves. This is what I'm saying. You are equipping yourself. These are the things you can develop. How independent you are. Some people, you wait for your husband to decide for you, and you know your husband doesn't like any your children to decide for you. People, they cannot decide. For me, my mind is always clear that for now, I've got all my plans. I've got like four trips, whatever, holiday, whatever, to make next year. But other people, they are waiting for somebody to make them a plan. Other people, they are waiting, oh, this is going to happen. And we are together. We need to change it. We need to be independent. We need to listen. When people, they speak, what do they mean? Not to jump. That he said this, so we jump at that person. It's not going to work. It's not the way it's going to work. So I repeat. So we are going. We need to develop to be independent, to know where we stand, to know the politics. Somebody says, oh, Mpuga, you are into this privileged car, we gave them to you. No. Independent mind said to you, let me go by parliamentary privileges and the constitution and see what a leader of opposition is entitled for. Independent mind, just like Nambo's put on the spot on Simon Myang. I said to him, when I go to America, it's not Museveni's money. It is the money for the taxpayer. These are the words we need to reply to people. But sometimes we get cornered. All they want to hear, Museveni is good. Museveni has done this. Uganda, because NRM, the people in NRM, they are not independent. They dare not say Museveni out. They dare not say Museveni don't stand. They dare say, okay, Muhoozi is going to stand. They are not independent people in the NRM. The member of parliament in NRM, they're going to face problems. They are kidnapping Uganda, they are abducting Uganda, they are killing Uganda. Ugandans are in prison for political reasons. But NRM, they are not saying anything. Go and read the report by Namakamsa. The interview you gave to Observe. He's going to tell you Katumtu how he's bullying them. Anita Mongi how she's bullying them. And she says that she's going to speak because she knows she's right. And people in Uganda, the problem you have, when somebody talks and doesn't have like big viewers or praises, people they think it's no problem. It's the point. Somebody makes a point, it goes on record. When you are independent, it doesn't matter. You don't need numbers to approve you because what you are speaking is right. This morning I was walking Sister Soldier. She's up there. I look up to her. You talk about civil disobedience. So it's not about you come and you put your story across. Namuganza is standing against Anita Mongi. Anita Mongi is using power, but she's saying, I'm going to stand. Even if NRM, they don't vote, they don't support me, I'm going to stand because there is a reason she's saying, no, 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 independent. So NRM MPs, they are going to be in big, big trouble. NRM ministers, they are in big trouble. They have laid down the word independence, independent mind. Like the institution in Uganda, they no longer work because Museveni has taken away their independence. So independence goes to the heart that we are fighting a dictator. NRM ministers, NRM MPs, I'm here to warn you, to tell you, you have failed to be independent. Everything is about Museveni. Everything is Museveni. The fountain of honor. Museveni will decide. You need to be independent. Once you are a minister, you must be independent. Once you are a member of parliament, you must be independent. We are going to ask you, what did you say when all these abductions were happening? What did you say when all this bribery was happening? What did you say when these things were going wrong? What did you say when money for COVID was stolen? What did you say when Enanga said it is wrong? Because you need to say something, but you don't. You lack your independence. So, independence, we need to be independent. Not in a rebel, not stepping over people, but we need to be moderate, that we are independent. In our mind, we are clear, we have got clarity, what we want, what we are saying. If we lack clarity, we are not going to be independent. But for me, I call myself Mr. Independent. And I've always been, not because of politics. Long time, people who know me, they know me. That name is my name, adopted name, one of the names I call myself. So I continue to stand as independent. I continue to stand with the independent mind. I continue to stand that what I'm saying is quite, it can build on somebody. Somebody can pick it up and they learn to be independent. You cannot be spoon-fed. We are not parasites. Let us be independent. You watch somebody say, what did they say? What does it mean? Whatever. So we need to get there. Independent. Is this possible? If he says this, add up things. Listen to people. But add up, use your independent mind. This is the problem Museveni has made Uganda. He comes and speaks, oh, I'll do this. They clap and they're happy. I'll do this. I've done this. Very little is done, but he's bragging. And the Ugandans, naive, vulnerable, they accepted that. That is the problem we are having now. We have got bloggers who come and speak this, and people, they just take whatever they have said. But they are actually misleading people. Try and make sense. Add up what happened before. What do you relate to? This is why But look, they are misleading lots of people. Look at Pastor Bujingo. When it's time to speak, it's about politics. It's not about God. No independence. No independence. I miss this man. What is he called? The lawyer who is in prison. He does challenge. He has got his problems about Robert Chaguran. That one, he made a mistake. But he has challenged. He challenged the marriage of Bujingo and it was stopped. He challenges the constitution. He challenged Judge Willie Odoro of standing as a judge that shouldn't stand in a petition. So for him, the records are there. When we come in the government, we're going to use his work, I'm telling you, because he has contested as an independent person. We don't mean independent party, whatever, independent MP, but independent mind to go word to uphold the law, what he says, and then he brings it to court. For now, if he was out, he would have contested that that Anita Monti marriage. He contested the MPs being in prison. Problem people, they want that everything comes through NUP directed. But these are the people we need. Justice. Kisache stood against Winodolo. We need her and we should support her and we should respect her as well. So Demic is as always independent mind, fine. Secure ourselves, fine. Spark, trigger, spark, Uganda, Kunga, any trigger is the people power, our power, people power. Comrade, thank you for watching me. Thank you for everything. Have a lovely day. I'll come back tomorrow.